This game is going down to the wire. Can Victini survive a Night Slash here? It is able to survive one. Can they farm down? Opponent catches onto the Snorlax here, so the confusion did not register on the Scizor. Gonna go for the V-Create here. This is going to lower the defense. It's confusion versus... What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Yo Chu, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at a set of battles submitted to me by a subscriber to the channel, Fiery Phoenix 69, who is a legend rank player for season 6, and he is bringing the spice today with Victini in the lead. Now this is a Hundo Victini, so I imagine he's building it up for Master League, probably using it in Open Ultra League while he can, and it is a pretty spicy pick with a unique moveset. Has Confusion as a fast move with V-Create, Psychic, and Focus Blast as charge moves. Now for this video, he is pairing Victini in the lead with Cresselia and Articuno in the back, a duo that is quite weak to Steel, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how he plays out of those matches. If you guys would like to have your own battles submitted for Shoutcast, there is a Google Docs link in the description below, so be sure to check that out. If you enjoy this type of content, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you have not already. We are very close to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so I can safely say I have never seen a Victini in the Open Ultra League, so this is a first for me. Algeom here in the first matchup. We are going to be leading Victini here into a Clefable, so this is a very positive lead for Victini. Of course, we will be resisting the charm damage, and these confusions do look like they're chunking away at this Clefable. So we're going to build up for about 2 V-Creates here. Just before this Clefable gets to the Meteor Mash, you can see we do deny the extra charm from coming through there, so that's very good. V-Create almost KOs the Clefable, and he switches out into Cresselia to catch the Meteor Mash here. Expecting it to be a Meteor Mash. Yep, it is. And that is doing pretty much nothing to Cresselia. And the opponent's actually going to stay in here, allow the Cresselia to farm down for some free energy. Let's see what they bring in. They bring in Giratina, which isn't the best answer for a Cresselia that has an energy lead like this. Not sure why the opponent didn't actually just switch into the Giratina right away instead of allowing the Clefable to get farmed down. But at this point, looks like the opponent is ready to invest their shields, so let's see how this plays out. Gonna go for the Shadow Sneak here. This Cresselia is getting very low, and the Moonblast going to come through here. This Giratina is pretty much at full health still because it has invested a shield, and it actually chooses to invest both shields here. So the opponent may be thinking here that perhaps, well, one, the Giratina might be the best counter they have for Victini, and two, Cresselia might be our best counter for the Giratina, so they don't expect anything to come in and hard counter it after. But here is the Articuno, so the opponent now has 0 shields going against this Articuno, which is absolutely going to obliterate it. And they're not switching on this matchup, which makes me think that they might be weak to Articuno in the back. Possibly a Togekiss there, could be a double charm line. Togekiss actually would make a lot of sense as well, since they did stay in against the Victini with Clefable here. So this is looking very positive for us right now. Opponent switched out now. It's actually a Swampert. So considering they had Swampert and Giratina in the back, I'm not exactly sure why they stayed in with Clefable against the Victini. Could be a situation where they never see Victini and don't know how it performs against these other Pokemon. They didn't know what moveset it's running. So that could be a positive, I guess, to take out from Victini here. Hydro Cannon comes through. You can see Articuno tanks that very well. And a second one's going to come through. Is he going to shield this or allow it to go down? He's going to allow it to go down. So Victini does have energy, but it's going to have to build up for at least 2 here. So it looks like he's building up, gets the extra charm in there, which the extra confusion, which is huge. 4-turn move coming through. That's a lot of free energy. Shield up the Hydro Cannon here. Build up for 2 V-Creates and throw this one just before the Swampert can get to another move. Obviously, Hydro Cannon would be overkill at this point. And the defense is lowered, but they do have a move ready here. V-Create should be enough to KO this Giratina. Not sure how much health it had. Yeah, it's quite low. Even though it's resisted, it is going to knock out the Giratina there. Very overpowered move V-Create in general. Takes that first game. Well played. Let's move into match number 2 here. And we're going to be going up against Favillaez. So let's see what Victini could do in this matchup going into a Perrserker. So this is a pretty neutral lead in general. Obviously the confusions are being resisted, but V-Create's going to do a lot of damage. The problem is that the Shadow Claws are hurting Victini because of its Psychic typing. Foul Play comes through, lets that go through, and that might be a mistake here because if you look at the back line, Both Cresselia and Articuno do very poorly against Perrserker, so you really need this Victini to do as much damage as possible, and they're not able to get to the second V-Create. This game is looking very rough right now. Definitely needed the Victini to do a lot more damage there to this Perrserker, because Cresselia really isn't an answer for Perrserker. You could see Perrserker pretty much wins in every situation against Cresselia, so gonna get off this Moonblast here, but it is looking very rough. Basically going to need a team that is double weak to Articuno in the back now in order to win this, but they still need to get rid of this Perrserker because Articuno cannot do it on its own. So let's see how this plays out here. Gonna get to this Moonblast. I don't think this is enough to knock out Perrserker though, and it could probably farm down this Cresselia, so they're gonna have to switch out to Articuno here. This is not looking good. Gonna let this go through as well. So if this is an Iron Head, it's pretty much GG's. Close combat doing a lot of damage there. They switch out into Swampert. So it's actually a pretty good matchup for Articuno, but you kind of wish that you had more health at this point. Gonna shield up this Hydro Cannon here. And this is not looking good. Gonna need at least 2 Icy Winds here in order to get rid of this Swampert. So probably gonna get hit by 1 more Hydro Cannon here before they get to the next Icy Wind. Yeah, that is usually how the Articuno matchup goes. They actually could get to a 3rd Hydro Cannon as well, but hopefully that is not the case here. We are going to get to the Icy Wind. This should be... I don't actually think this is enough to knock out the Swampert here, so they're going to need an extra Ice Shard. It's actually probably better, because the Ice Shard... Oh, wow, they switch out. Oh, okay. So I think I would have probably stayed in there with Articuno. I think 1 Ice Shard would have been enough to knock out the Swampert there. But the Cresselia sacks, and it's a Togekiss in the back. Oh my goodness. That was actually a very winnable game if they did more damage with the Victini to the Perrserker. And I think he did mention that to me in the comments when somebody in the team that he felt he could have won that second game. So you can see right there, he definitely could have won that game. We see Machamp lead here, Victini, very positive, Confusion, obviously chunking away. Opponent switches out into Snorlax. And it looks like Victini is going to stay in here for a little bit. Throw a V-Create, and then probably switch out into the Cresselia, I'd imagine, at this point. So it does get the shield from the Snorlax. Here comes Cresselia. Snorlax shielding there too, because the Victini could have Focus Blast, of course, which might one-shot Snorlax, to be honest. Who knows how much damage that would do. Earthquake comes through, so this Snorlax is actually running a pretty good move aside from Superpower that could hit for some neutral damage here against a lot of Pokemon. Moonblast is going to come through. Snorlax is going to take that. Obviously, Snorlax doesn't want to go down 2 shields here at this point, and we are able to take these Earthquakes quite well. Cresselia is very tanky, and we should beat it to the next move, but they switch out into a Scizor, so we're going to get hit here by a Moonblast. Scizor is a bit of a problem here, actually. Has a pretty good match against Articuno, and V-Create will hurt, of course, but it takes a while to get there. And the Night Slashes will actually hurt Victini as well. So this is a pretty tricky spot here. Let's see how they decide to play this. Gonna let the Cresselia go down here, which makes sense. They did force them to throw there, which is very good. Victini comes back in, gets in the extra Confusion, which is huge. Gonna shield up this Night Slash. Night Slash will be doing super effective damage there. And going to over farm here a little bit. Now throw the V-Create. This will definitely knock out the Scizor. The problem here is that if they do choose to shield this, defense is going to be lowered, so they switch on immediately into Articuno to catch what is hopefully a Night Slash. It's actually a very good sack if it is. Night Slash, very good catch there. And it looks like the Scizor is going to stay in here. Now if this Machamp does come back in to catch the Icy Wind here, shields are down for the opponents, so if they got to the Hurricane would have been great, but they were still pretty far away from Hurricane, and this Machamp could have possibly got to a Rock Slide, if it's even running Rock Slide. Actually, I don't know how this Machamp did not throw a move here. Must be going for payback, I'd imagine. And while it still doesn't throw a move, gets farmed down. That's the best case scenario there for Articuno. They definitely did not have Rock Slide then for sure. Scizor farms down. This game is far from over here. Gonna have to burn the shield here. Night Slash, I'm not sure if Night Slash KOs, to be honest. But can they farm down here with the Confusion? Another Night Slash is going to come through. This game is going down to the wire. Can Victini survive a Night Slash here? It is able to survive one. Can they farm down? Opponent catches onto the Snorlax here, so the Confusion did not register on the Scizor. Gonna go for the V-Create here. This is going to lower the defense. It's Confusion versus Iron Head, or Bullet Punch. Why am I saying Iron Head? They actually win that game. That was insane finish right there. Victini coming through clutch with the lower defense. Wow. Shutbot here in the next matchup. These are some pretty intense battles here. Victini into Heracross, another very positive lead for Victini. It's the kind of stuff you love to see when you're leading a Victini. Switch out into Granbull here, which definitely is not a counter for Victini. And I guess they're just going to stay in here since it's a very positive match for them. Can they farm down here without actually throwing a V-Create? They get off the crunch here. I actually think you could farm down here without having to throw, to be honest. So would have probably been close, but my initial judgment is that you probably could have farmed down there. Either way, lower the defense, switch out into Cresselia, get met by Muck here. This is not good, and they are down a shield. So these Dark Pulses are definitely going to hurt here. You can see Cresselia does not like getting hit by that. Gonna go for the Moonblast here. Moonblast will be doing decent damage to Muck, hitting for neutral there. And the Muck is going to go for another Dark Pulse. This probably will not KO. And I'm not sure if the Muck could actually farm down because Snarl, you know, it's not the heaviest hitting move. So yeah, they're going to have to throw another Dark Pulse here for sure and eat one more Moonblast. Good thing they did get at least one shield from the Muck here. Looks like they're actually going for the farm down here, which is very aggressive. So that's going to allow this Cresselia to get off one more Moonblast here. But this Muck is going to be loaded on energy. Yeah, the Muck is going for the farm down. Must have at least 2 Dark Pulses now. Articuno coming in. Could be a Sludge Wave here, which would hurt, but not going to shield this. Saving the shield, it looks like, for the Victini. Only a Dark Pulse, which is very good. Heracross comes in. Victini absolutely chunking away here, going for the Psychic. So do not want to lower the defense here because they are switch locked into this match. Heracross lets that go through. That's huge. And the extra confusion comes in. Gonna have to shield up this Dark Pulse here. This Muck should be very close to another move here. And actually going for the confusion farm down here, which is going to be enough to take that game. So Victini is putting in a lot of work here with confusion in the end game. Winning a lot of matches here. ShinyKingdraRN here in the 5th match of this set, and I believe this is the last battle for this video. Victini into Cloyster. So Cloyster, basically a budget version of Articuno. Very good in the lead spot as well. And they switch out into Cresselia. That was actually a decent matchup for Victini, but I guess switch out to Cresselia makes sense too. Opponent's staying in here, which is a little bit surprising. Gonna get off this Grass Knot, which will definitely hurt, and they let it go through. Cloyster is quite tanky. Bring in the Muck here. Probably could have come in sooner with the Muck, but I guess they wanted energy on the Cloyster. Maybe we'll in for a Hydro Pump for that Victini later, but we'll see how this plays out. Muck here, going to spam the Dark Pulses. Obviously not really a winnable situation here, so you are going to have to give up Switch at this point. And Articuno will not have a good matchup against Cloyster, so pretty tough spot here, to be honest. Dark Pulse going to knock out the Victini, and we see the Articuno come in here. So Articuno versus Muck, pretty positive matchup overall. Gonna have to eat a move here, could be a Sludge Wave, so they are going to shield this up. And it is a Sludge Wave, so good call there on the shield. Going to go for the Icy Wind here, and Icy Wind does chunk away at the Alolan Muck, and should be able to farm down here with Ice Shard before it's time to move, so very good there. Get a bit of energy. Cloyster comes back in. This should probably be an Icy Wind at this point. No real reason to throw something like a Hydro Pump. So Icy Wind does come through. Switch out into Victini. And again, this is definitely going to be another Icy Wind, which is not going to be hurting Victini, so definitely let this go through. And they switch out into Clefable. So this is a very good matchup for Victini here. And look at this. He is going for the Psychic instead of the V-Crate. Does not want to lower the defense because wants to have as much health as possible on this Victini. At this point, I think you have to build up for as close to 2 V-Crates as you possibly can. V-Crate probably won't KO Clefable in this range. It'll be very close. Call the shield on that Psychic there. And here we go. 2 V-Crates ready. This will KO the Clefable, but will this be enough to knock out the Cloyster? At this point, it really shouldn't matter. Because, wow, they get the second shield, so this is going to knock out the Clefable here. Second V-Create. The Cloyster is going to come in now. Probably farm down this Victini, but the switch time's up so they can bring in the Articuno here. Articuno going to go for the Icy Wind. This will not KO, but obviously there's really no threat here from the Cloyster onto this Articuno. Has too much health. Should be able to farm down here with Ice Shard. And he is going to go 4-1 in this set with Victini, the Spice pick. Very impressive battles right there. Victini looking pretty solid overall. And a 4-1 set, can't really complain about that when running Spice. So a big shout out to Fiery Phoenix 69 for submitting those battles to me. Very fun to showcase Victini, get to see it in action because it is a Pokemon that we often will not see in Open Ultra League. Do I recommend it? Probably not, but as you can see, it does have some play. It's just a little bit difficult to build around. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.